Peace, Israel, and Yah bless. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Now, I know that many of you have seen the destruction that has taken place in the southeast of the United States. We have been hit hard here in Greenville, South Carolina. North Carolina has taken the brunt of the blow, and many homes have been destroyed. Many have lost their lives. And there's been a lot of damage in the area, lack of electricity, food, etc., etc. As for me in my house, the Most High has blessed me to where a neighbor's tree pretty much fell up against my house. A large limb, it was removed. And everything is fine here at my house and with me and my family. If you are in the southeast, I trust that you are well and the Most High delivered you from his whirlwinds, for it is the Most High that is sending these whirlwinds. They will be continual and they will increase. So when you see destruction throughout the earth, no matter where it is and how it's being done, it's all being done by the Most High, always. It's to him that we must turn to for deliverance from any of these quote-unquote evils, for he will be bringing them upon the face of the earth, especially these whirlwinds, so they will not stop. Currently, we're seeing the situation that's taking place in the Ukraine. For those of you who are actually keeping abreast on what's going on there and what's going on in the Holy Land, in the land of Israel, we see certainly the fans and the flames of war is being fanned day by day. It is coming. Many of the nations are hypocritical in their ways. They're hypocrites. They're murderers. All they know is violence. They know not Yah, for the Most High does not know them and has never given them his commandments. So you will see them acting in a manner that is lawless and ungodly, because they know not Yah and has no respect unto his commandments. However, as for the children of Israel and for the stranger that is of a contrite spirit, there are specific instructions that we must follow, that we must obey in order for us to be delivered in the time of trouble to come. Many of us are seeing this thing develop before our very eyes, and some of us do understand it. So understanding will be restored unto the children of Israel and to the house of Israel. For our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was removed. Now our understanding and the interpretations of the scrolls will be returned unto us, that we may share it with the people, that they will then make a decision on which way they will walk before the destruction actually comes to their doorstep. It is coming. There's no way around it. We are to be the witnesses. Therefore, the house of Israel will speak a thing, and that thing will come to pass as we go back into the scrolls and read all the instructions that was given unto our prophets, unto our forefathers. And we will repeat these things and bring them before the people, that they may be given a chance to see if these things are true and to compare what they have heard. For only the men of Israel will bring forth this knowledge, bring forth this wisdom, and bring forth this understanding. For the Most High's ways and his word was never ever given to the heathen. So though many of the nations do not want to, we don't want to go to war, and we want to try to strive for peace. They want to say they're striving for peace while giving one of the combatants the weapons. They want to strive for peace while when it's time to vote on a peace deal at the UN, they want to pretty much vote against the peace deal. Hypocrite in all of their ways, and their destruction is sure to come. Now, the title of this lesson is Destruction of the Daughter of Babylon. Rising up of the spirit of the kings of the Medes. Once again, this lesson is entitled Destruction of the Daughter of Babylon, Raising Up the Spirit of the Kings of the Medes. Once again, brace yourselves, tighten up your jaws, do not turn to the left or to the right, or you will get hit in the mouth. We are to walk the straight and narrow way of the Most High's commandments. We're not to deviate to the left hand, to the right hand, and or to the left hand. We are to walk the straight and narrow way. Now, we're seeing all that's taking place with the Medes, and do keep in mind that the heathen his pomp has raised up to heaven. He is arrogant in all of his ways. He will double down on his unrighteousness. and there can be no righteousness expected from him, for he is unrighteous from the jump. He has never known the Most High, and the Most High makes it plain he has never known them. We will be reading Jeremiah chapter 50 and Jeremiah chapter 51. That way we will make plain exactly what we're seeing and what is to come. That these nations who are very arrogant, full of pomp, full of pride, full of hypocrisy, full of violence, full of murder, full of unrighteousness, that you may be able to identify what their end shall be. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1 reads, "The word that Yah spake unto Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces." The images will be all the different manners of worship we have here. We worship the JC idol. That's one of the images here. We worship money, the U.S. currency, and there's many other idols and many other forms of religion, some new, some from the days of old, that are still in this place that will be broken. Verse 3, "For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast, a nation from the north." Nations from the north of the daughter of Babylon. Old Babylon has been destroyed. So when you're reading these chapters, this is speaking to the daughter of Babylon, a nation that has all the same manner and machinations of wickedness as ancient Babylon that was destroyed. So now we're speaking of the daughter of Babylon. And when we speak from a nation from the north of America, of the United States of America, would be Canada. But Canada and America, they are in Confederate. So you have to go north of Canada. And when you go that way, you start running into the Russians. So this is speaking to Russia. This is speaking to Russia and China and those that will come with them. Once again, verse 4. I have read, yes. Let's reread verse 3. "For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast." This is when the Russians is headed this way. Verse 4, "In those days and in that time, saith Yah, the children of Israel shall come, they and their children, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yah their strength." So in these days, when the daughter of Babylon becomes in peril and is being attacked by these other nations, in those days shall the children of Israel, that's the north, and the children of Judah, that's the south, they and their children shall come together weeping, seeking the Most High. In other words, it's going to be made plain to those of us living in these lands and others that when the calamity is brought upon this nation and all those that are confederate with it, that this JC idol that we have served will not work. It will fail us as it has failed our forefathers before us in the many nations in which we have been led captive. And upon coming to this realization, then we're going to seek the Most High Yah, our strength. Because many of us in these nations are hearing that this Christianity is nothing but wickedness. This Christianity and this idol of Christianity is nothing but falsehood. But many of us refuse to let this thing go. But in these days, we will certainly let it go. There will be no choice. In those days, now verse 5, "They shall ask the way to Zion." I've told you before, when the house of Israel praise. In Solomon's supplication, and there's a video here, how to pray, Solomon's supplication. We were instructed that when we were taken into the lands of our captivity, and if we were to bethink ourselves, that we should face that house, face that city where that house is, from the many lands of our captivity. And we are to be upon our knees, lifting our hands in prayer and head bowed towards the earth, acknowledging our faults and crying out to the Most High from the many lands by which we were taken captive. So we were to face Jerusalem when we pray. At no time were we instructed that once we got to the many lands of our captivity, that we were to build any manner of house, any manner of eminent high place unto a God of any kind. For our God only laid his name in one place. We were to take our vows to one place. We were to take our tithe to one place. Vows, our tithe, and our offering to one place. The one place where the Most High chose to lay his name. And he has never laid his name in America, Central, South, Latin America, Asia, or anywhere else. It was laid in Zion. That's it. So we will go seeking the Most High, and we will start asking the way to Zion. Which direction is Jerusalem? Which direction is Zion? That way I may get upon my knees, lift my hands in prayer, and make supplication unto the Most High the way I was instructed to. We were never instructed to get on our knees and make the sign of the cross and start kissing towards the heavens and all the madness that the Europeans have taught us. Now, once again, verse 5. They shall ask the way to Zion with their face thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. The covenant that the Most High has made with his people, we are the only ones that have broken it. And once we repair that breach by turning back onto the old way, then that whole relationship will be reconciled. We must first reconcile ourselves unto him, and in doing so, then he reconciled us back onto each other, i.e. bringing the different houses, the different families of the house of Israel, the 12 tribes, bringing us together. Actually, we have 13 tribes, but you hear the common term of 12 because Levi was not counted. But Levi is important. We're to not ever to forget the Levites all the days of our lives. We're never ever to forget the Levite. For the Levite, it is he who is the go-between between us and the Most High. Sins get forgiven when we go take these offerings to the Levite. He is the go-between. He is the minister. So all the days that we dwell upon the earth, we're never ever to forsake the Levite, not forsake JC, the Levite. All right, verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. We've been scattered to the four corners of the earth. Their shepherd, who are our shepherds, our leaders, that includes the priest, and that includes the sons of David, the governors. The leaders, their shepherds, have caused them to go astray. We had foul priests. We had some wicked governors, whom you incorrectly call kings. There's but one king in Israel, and that's the Most High and him alone. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. We have gone from a high place to a very low state. They have forgotten their resting place. We don't know where we belong. Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them. We have been taken into the many nations. We have been devoured by the heathen. And their adversaries, who are many, for we have been delivered into the hands of our enemies. Our adversaries have said, we offend not. You can hang these Negroes. You can kill them. You can rob them. You can rape them. You can sell their children. You can run medical experiments upon them. You can lock them up and ship them far away. You can shoot them down in broad daylight without weapons. You can kill their sons, their daughters. And we offend not. There's no punishment for us doing this to these people. We can handle them and do with them as we please. We can be and deal with them as unrighteously as we so choose. This is the mindset of the wicked, of our enemies. Once again, all they that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries say, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yah, the habitation of justice, even Yah, the hope of their fathers. So these enemies of ours, they know exactly why they have the power to do what they're doing to us, because they understand clearly that we have offended the Most High. And because we have offended the Most High, and he has become an enemy unto us, therefore we have no protection. Therefore he has raised up our enemies against us. So the heathen is thinking in his mind, we're not doing anything wrong by mistreating these people. Verse 8, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flock. Now people are thinking that, well, you just need to go ahead and move out of America. Many of us do not have passports. Many of us do not have the money. Many of us do not know which way to go, etc., etc. There's a whole lot of intangibles that goes with this. Verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north, these Russians, these Chinese, and other nations that will come with them. And they shall set themselves in array against her. For then, from thence, she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Their arrows. When you think of back in the old days, it was a bow and arrow game when it came to conflict and war and sword. Now, if you look at a modern day missile, it's very much designed like an arrow. It's very much designed in the same way. It's just much more destructive and can be launched from a further distance. So all of these weapons are the weapons of the Most High's indignation. He will use this against our enemies. So the Most High is saying clearly that he will raise up an assembly of great nations. That's more than one of them. And these nations shall be coming from the north. They shall assemble themselves against Babylon. We're talking about the daughter of Babylon. We're talking about this place. And their arrow will be like that of a mighty expert man, meaning they're not going to miss, and they're going to be destructive. Verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yah. All the nations that will beat this place up are going to be content in so doing. Why? Because it's the Most High that will strengthen them and command them to do it. Verse 11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyer of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. So these nations, America and its conglomerates and its cohorts and its accomplices and its allies, when you name the Christian nations, name them all, Italy, France, Portugal, Spain, Belgium, Germany, America, England, etc., etc., etc. They're all white. These are all the nations that's enslaved and murdered black people, aka the house of Israel, all over the entire earth. These people know not righteousness, and that's why you can never get any justice or righteousness out of unjust and unrighteous people. You will see them destroyed. And this is what you're reading. So the Most High is saying that they were glad when they destroyed the house of Israel. They're still glad at watching us getting shot down in the streets today. They're still glad to see us shot. They're still glad to see us being taken to jail. They will look out of their window and call the cops on one of us that's doing absolutely nothing wrong, knowing that that can potentially be our life when the lawman shows up. For the Most High did say that there will be no assurance of our lives in these nations. There will be no resting for the soles of our feet. We've got to be on guard. We've got to be vigilant 24/7. Why? for you are in a war zone, O man of Israel, O daughter of Israel. So the heathen have rejoiced when they destroyed the Most High's heritage. So you understand exactly who you are and what you're dealing with, O children of Israel. They're saying here, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. So you can't get any peace out of these people. You can't get any righteousness out of them. They are the destroyers of God's people. They are the destroyers of God's inheritance, of his heritage. And this is why you're being treated this way. Verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. That's England. For America is nothing but the daughter of England. This is how this place was founded. And they would have you think that America and England are somehow two separate entities. These are the same people. Once again, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Destruction coming to the nations. Verse 13. Because of the wrath of Yah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. The plagues are coming here. The plagues have been here. The whirlwinds are hitting. The sexual plagues for all manner of sexual debauchery is hitting the people. Many of them are plagued. Many of the people of the nations, if you line up 100 of them, 95 or more of them have to take some form of medication because they are ill, they are plagued, they are sick. The Most High is systematically destroying them. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. This is the Most High speaking to all the nations. All ye that bend the bow. There's no bows anymore. These are missiles. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows. Let all these missiles go. For she has sinned against Yah. Of course, this place has. It speaks about this in God we trust. How are you going to trust? You don't even know God. This place has two things that it trusts in, these Europeans. They trust in their weaponry, which is war, and they trust in their currency. Nothing else. They have not known the Most High. Most High don't know them. Most High has made no covenants with them. Zero. Don't know him. Don't know them. Spoke clearly that he has only known Israel of all these families of the earth. And that's why he has punished us. The nations, the heathen, has never known his judgments. However, he's gathering the mighty men of the many nations by which to judge them. What does judgment mean? To punish them. He's going to kill them. Now, when he judged the children of Israel, did he not enslave us? Did he not kill us wholesale throughout these nations? Did he not enslave us? And we dealt with the harsh punishments, the stripes throughout these nations, and we're still dealing with them today. The Most High is just. If he did that to us and we are his people, you know he's about to do it to them. However, they have not known the Most High's judgments. They have never been punished by him. So therefore, they feel as though they can do whatever they have been doing and get away scot-free. They feel as though their wickedness can be continual without any form of judgment, i.e. punishment. And we're to understand clearly that the Most High will punish. He's going to judge them, gather them round about. Now, this should be plain to some of you Israelites who are running around here thinking real stupid. Oh, God is going to judge him when he dies. Let me be plain and clear to you. A dead man knows nothing. A dead man feels nothing. A dead man can do nothing. All of your blessings are given to you when you're alive, courtesy of the Most High. All your punishments are given unto you while you're alive, courtesy of the Most High. So he's going to gather all them to hand out judgments to them. They're going to be alive. and the punishment is going to be death. He's going to kill them. We have been experiencing judgments since we were kicked out of Jerusalem. What is the judgments of the Most High? His punishments. You can't punish a dead man. That is stupidity. A dead man feels nothing. That's why he has been able to punish us through the generations. Punish me, punish my son, same man. Just different time frame, same Y chromosome. That's why he can carry the punishments throughout the house of Israel from generation to generation. It's the same people, same bloodline, same gene pool. Don't matter if I get you or get your great grandson, I'm still getting you. And what good would punishment be if you didn't know it was happening to you? That's why he's going to gather them to judge them. He's going to judge them while they're alive. He judged us while we were alive. You will never read anywhere where no dead man is going through judgment. This is absolute stupidity. And you have bought this nonsense. Verse 15, shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yah to take vengeance upon her as she has done do unto her. Now, think of all the many places where this nation has destabilized governments, murdered its people, caused all manner of dissension in the midst of the people, bombed them, poisoned them, put sanctions on them, etc., etc. All the things we know clearly what they have done to us in this land and other lands. So all that this place has done, all her wickedness will be rendered upon her own head. So just imagine what's coming to this place. You cannot begin to imagine what's getting ready to happen before your eyes. It's going to be shocking to you because you think this thing can't happen. Now, many of the Israelites in this place has become like one unto their enemies. They believe in America's might. They believe in America's ability to use the sword, i.e. weapons, violence, and war. And because of it, they feel as though no harm can come towards this place because of its ability to wage war. Therefore, they have placed, many Israelites that I know, have placed their trust in the God of the heathen. And the God of the heathen is weaponry and war. They know nothing else. They know not righteousness. They know not the Most High. Verse 16. Cut off the sower from Babylon. That's the farmer. And him that handled a sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of their pressing sword. They shall turn everyone to his people. And they shall flee everyone to his own country. Or to his own land, Now, many of the people here, this is a country. This is not a nation. When you think of a nation in biblical sense, a nation is made up of the same bloodline. For example, the house of Israel or the family of Israel or the nation of Israel is all the same people. So are the Egyptians. They're all of the same people. These are all families. This place calls itself a nation and a country, but it is not. It is a conglomerate. It is a mismatch. It's a gumbo of many different nations or many different families or many different bloodlines all hanging out in the same place. And it's saying clearly here, when the fire comes, that all these people that have been in this place, in this gumbo, in this place where it's like nothing but a mishmash of people, a mixture of different people, a mingling of seed and a mingling of these many different peoples. These people are going to return back onto their own people, and they're going to return back onto their own lands. So they're going to start emptying this place. Now, you know the fanners are already here. I will discuss that later. Verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. That's Israel, the people. We have been scattered to the four corners of the earth. No one is ever scattered and is really nowhere. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has broken his bones. We know this happened in the past. Therefore, thus saith Yah of hosts, the strength of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. The king of Babylon. I'm assuming, this is my guess, that when this punishment is doled out upon this nation, the king of this nation, i.e. what you would be your modern day president, I'm thinking that that's going to be Mr. Donald Trump. He has the temperament of a madman, and he would seem to be the prime candidate to be in that post to help bring all of these things about. Keep in mind, the Most High is the one that appoints all these leaders of all of these nations, every last one of them. There's no man holding a leadership post in any nation on this entire earth that the Most High did not put there. Verse 19. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation. Israel who? Israel the people. Right now, there's some other people in the land. They don't call themselves Israel. They call themselves Israelis. Now, when you think of Israel, I want you to think of three things. Israel the man, that's one. Israel the descendants of that man, of those 12 tribes. Those 12 boys had families. Every one of those men and daughters of that line are known as Israelites. That's the people. That's Israelites, the people. You can call them the nation. You can call them the family. Your choice. So you got Israel the man, Israel the family, all those 12 families, And thirdly, you have Israel the landmass that was given to that family. So when you hear the term Israel, you're okay, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Israel the man? Or are you talking about Israel the family of that man? Or are you talking about Israel the landmass of that family of that man? All right. Verse 19, and I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. So as the house of Israel is returned back onto the land, we will be satisfied. Can't be satisfied unless you're at peace. You can't be satisfied unless you are in allegiance to the Most High's law. Verse 20. In those days and in that time, saith Yah, the iniquity, that's the sin of Israel, shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, now let's be clear, the iniquity of Israel is the northern kingdom. The sins of the northern kingdom is going to be looked for, but it's going to be none. All right? And there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, the southern kingdom, and there shall be none. For I will pardon them whom I reserved. So the Most High has reserved a remnant of the house of Israel, the entire family. That family was split in two. That family was split into the northern kingdom, Israel and Samaria, southern kingdom, Judah, Jerusalem. So he is saying that of that whole entire family, both north and south, the wickedness and the evil is going to be sought of for them. There will be none, because he's going to pardon it. No baptism needed, no JC needed. This is something that you are to consider. He's going to pardon whom he reserved. He's going to reserve a tenth of us to be returned back onto that place. Verse 21, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yah, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations? A hammer. A hammer beats on something. Hammer has no other purpose but to beat and to rip up and to tear up and to destroy something. And that's what this place is. It's been a hammer to all the nations. It beats them down. So everyone's going to be shocked. How did this hammer of the old whole earth, the straight force, the strong arm, the destroyer, how did this place with all of its weaponry and its money and its boastful, braggadocious, you know the whole sentiment and the spirit of this place. People are going to be shocked when it loses, going to be shocked when it's brought down to the ground. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee. The Most High has set a trap for this place. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou wast not aware. He laid a trap for them that they did not even know about it. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yah. This whole nation, everything they say that, what do they say here? In God we trust. What God are they talking about? They're talking about the God of their money and the God of their weaponry and their violence. These are the things that they honor. They're saying that in God they trust. God is saying that they have striven against him. And that's why he's proposed this place for destruction, that is set it up for destruction, that he has laid a trap for it. So they're telling you one thing, they're telling you in God we trust. God has already told the children of Israel that he don't know these other nations. Flat out don't know them. Never made any covenants with them. Has never ever punished them for anything. The judgments were reserved for the children of Israel. But in the latter days, he's going to gather all these nations and he's going to judge them. For they have never known his judgments. He's been judging us. That's why we're getting killed. That's why we're getting diseased out. That's why there's no power in our hand. All these are part of our judgments. These curses are. But now the whole game is about to change. The men of Israel are about to stand up in our rightful lot. We're going to teach the people the way that is right. And we're not going to do it for money. We're going to do it because it's the righteous thing to do. And we have been called to do it. And to do it in righteousness. And not for profit. Now, so this place has striven against the Most High. This is the very nation that has told other nations, if you don't pass gay laws, we're not going to give you any more financial aid. This is the place that's done that. This is the place that has murdered our people, slaughtered them, and encouraged that to be done in all the other nations, in all the other places where we dwell, that this place is in confederate with. Now, as these wars are taking place and the violence is increasing in the land, you have a bunch of European white men that's now standing up and trying to pretend as though there's a righteous bone in their body. How they're speaking about the injustice that's going on in the Holy Land and how the Israelis are killing the Palestinians. They're speaking about that. Now, these same white European men that live in America, some of them at least 60 years old, that's now speaking on the behalf of quote unquote righteousness. If you listen to them, you would think, well, this is a righteous man. This man seems to have it. He has it right. He understands clearly that what's being done is incorrect and it's unjust. You would be led to think that. However, take these very same men and run their track record in the very place where they live, America, and find me any documentation, any record where these men ever stood up on a platform and spoke as loudly as they are for the Palestinians, who are not citizens of the United States of America, who have not built America, who have not served any time in America, have not built the nation. These same white men that were born and raised here have never in their whole tenure of life ever spoke up against the violence that was done against black people in America, aka the house of Israel, the children of Israel in America. No one has ever spoken on the behalf of our lands being taken, like the Palestinian lands are being taken, about the murdering of our children, like the Palestinian children are being murdered, like the wrongful incarceration of the black man in America, like they're doing in Palestine. However, once again, if you listen to these men at face value, you would think this man has a sense of righteousness. He knows what's going on and what's right and what's wrong. But that same man has lived here in America all his life, has seen the children of Israel being shot down in the street, know the history of our slavery here, know the history of the unrighteous acts, what you would call racism towards us here today, is very much aware of the lands that were confiscated, flat out stolen from the Israelites here. Yet, these same white men have never in their lifetime stood up and speak about the injustices that was taking place and still continue to take place right here in America, where they were born and raised. They will not speak up at all for what was done to the Israelite here in America, USA, or in the Americas, period. They are unrighteous in all of their ways. And unless you know how to actually inspect them carefully, you can be easily fooled. For the heathen is hypocritical in his ways. He's going to tell you, look, I want peace. And while he's talking to you at the peace table, he's got his armies assembling at the back door to come kill you. This is how they operate. You must understand this. So therefore, don't be fooled by them. Watch their ways. Watch their present behavior. Look at their past behavior. It's indicative of the future results of what they're most likely to do. So we're to watch them and to watch them carefully. They're unrighteous. They're pretending to as though they have some bit of righteousness in them, speaking about the Palestinian issue. They have not brought up what they've done to the children of Israel, and they won't. Because if they're to speak about the Israeli and the stealing of his land, or a stealing of the Palestinians' land, quote unquote, and that the Israeli need to give that land back, then the very European and America, England, and everywhere else where they have conquered, murdered, and slaughtered the children of Israel and taken their lands, then all of a sudden you've got to give up the land you're sitting on. And the conversation is going to come back to that. Right now, the whole conversation is about Hezbollah, Israel and the Palestinians. That's what the conversation is right now. The conversation will soon turn to the children of Israel and who the real people of that land is. That's coming. Won't be long, but that's coming. And then the unrighteousness of what was done to the children of Israel in this land and other lands, this will be coming to the forefront. Right now, they don't want to touch it. You're going to have to, though. All right. So the Most High did say that he had set a snare for this place. 1 second, I'm trying to figure out where I was. Oh, there we go. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations? Most High is going to destroy. Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken of Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yah. So we've discussed that all of their ways are unrighteous. They pass all types of law supporting mischief, homosexuality, etc., etc. All of his ways are unrighteous. The whole earth was able to see that at the UN. So the Most High is ripping the covers off of our enemies, showing us clearly that they are unrighteous and hypocritical in all of their ways, that all of their actions are against Yah. I've told you this many years ago in these videos, that all of their ways are anti-Yah. Not some of them, every single last one of them. And it's being presented to your face that you may make a choice. You're either going to choose this nation and its wicked ways and its idolatry and its weaponry, or you're going to choose the Most High and his righteousness and live. That's your choice. Verse 25. Yah hath opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yah of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. These missiles, hypersonic missiles, nuclear missiles. That's just part of it. Then he's going to bring the fires. He's going to bring the floods. He's going to bring the wind. He's going to bring the rain. He's going to bring the snow. He's going to bring the diseases as well, along with the weaponry. There's going to be no place for this place to turn. I've made it plain in past videos where you've seen the cartoon where there's a wall and then there's a hole in the wall. And the cartoon character will plug the hole with one finger. Then there's another hole. Now, before you know it, he's going to plug it with all of his fingers, his toes, his nose, his head, and everything, and the whole wall collapses on him. This is the Most High taking the wall of untempered mortar and collapsing it. What's mortar? When you see bricks, there's that white lining between the bricks that connects the bricks together. It's known as the mortar. That's what holds the bricks together. Untempered mortar is mortar that is not going to hold. It's weakened. It will collapse. So our enemies have built a wall of untempered mortar. What is that? A wall of falsehood. And the whole wall is going to collapse. You'll see it. Verse 26. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses. Cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. This is what's being proposed to happen to the very place where I sit, where I live, right now. Slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yah's strength, the vengeance of his temple. These people that you see, all these European Christian nations, are nothing but the fragments of the Roman Catholic Church and of the Roman Empire. They're all one and the same. I've told you in times past, when these nations have any big disputes, they don't go sit down and talk to T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar. What's one of these other chumps? Joel Osteen, or none of these other fools. These are unimportant individuals. When any nation has dispute of lands, etc., when the president get elected in some of these nations, within the first year, the first thing he's going to do is going to go sit down and see that Pope. Because all of these nations are nothing but Catholic nations. Catholic Church had a split, known as the Protestant Reformation. All these Christian denominations that you see are nothing but Protestant churches. They rebelled against the Catholic Church, formed their own little thing. Catholic Church is still the granddaddy of them all. And that's why when you decide to move as a nation, you want to go take boards and do all this and settle anything, go sit down and talk to that Pope. He sits at the head of it all. And this is what many of us need to understand. So any Israelite running around calling himself a Christian is absolutely nuts. Now, so the Most High is saying he's going to take vengeance for his temple. Did not the Romans run up in our temple and do what they did to our temple? That's all these nations, these splintered Christian nations, are nothing but fragmented Romans. That's what you got. Most High going to deal with them. Verse 29, call together the archers against Babylon. Who are the archers? Remember, bow and arrow. The archer. The shooters. But it won't be a bow and arrow. It'll be a straight missile. Now, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow against it. Round about. Let none thereof escape. Don't let nobody get up out of here. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her. For she hath been proud against Yah, against the Holy One of Israel. Not the Holy Two, not the Holy Three. Most High has never been a Trinity. Most High told us on the mountaintop. Hear, O Israel, by way of the words of Moses, hear, O Israel, Yah, your strength is one strength. Never said, hear, O Israel, Yah, your strength is a Trinity. It's never been said. If you understand that you are of the house of Israel, because the curses fall upon you and your family, you can see this in past generations, you can see it currently. If you found out that you are a son and a daughter of Israel, you are to walk after the God of Israel and his instruction. Now, if you think you're something else, go and do that. But every man and woman is going to get a chance to call on his or her God, whoever he deems that to be. And you're going to see if it works. And if you're on the wrong side of this, you're dead. Now, this whole place has been proud against the Most High, has been pumped. Yeah, we got these Negroes. We hanging them, killing them. Hey, we ain't doing nothing wrong. These Negroes, we can do what we want to do to them. And they have been doing this for so long that they feel in their heart that they can't be stopped. They feel in their heart that there is no recompense for this. We have heard the whole saying, what goes around comes around. For some reason, the European thinks that excludes him. Why? Because he has never known the judgments of the Most High. They've never known it. So they felt as though that they can continue doing this wickedness. So much so that some of our people feel as though they can join in on the wickedness too. For as long as we can remember, in all the nations of our captivity, we have seen the wicked prosper. We're trying to do right with a little bit that we've got. Here, this man is doing 10 times wrong, and he got 10 times the money. And so therefore, we want to abandon doing the little bit that we know that is right and trade that in for some wickedness to try to somehow get ahead. And we lose every time. And we haven't figured it out. We do not understand that the Most High is dealing with us. He's punishing us because we are His and His alone. And His covenant is with us and us alone. Therefore, He's going to punish us and us alone. We don't understand that. And after we're done getting the punishment, then He's going to turn His judgments on the nations. They get theirs last. And it's going to be ugly. So keep these things in mind. Do not turn to wickedness, thinking that wickedness is going to prosper. The wicked man prospers for a time. His ultimate end is his destruction. So they have striven against the Most High. They have been proud against the Most High. But the same people that's proud against the Most High, that the Most High said has striven against them, they look in the face and tell you, in this nation, they look in the face and tell you, I'm a good Christian. Yeah, the same type of good Christian that's murdered and slaughtered my people and took us all over the earth. That kind, I bet. They look at you and tell you that in God we trust. What God is that? Your weapons and your lies and your hypocrisy. That's who their God is. Verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith Yah. The soldiers, many of them are moving towards the valley of Jehoshaphat right now. They're going to go down there and try to join and fight against the kings of the Medes. They're dead men. He's going to kill them. The Most High is going to gather all the mighty men of the nations. Who are they? The men of war, their armies, to judge the heathen round about. They're going to be alive when he starts doing this, but they're not going to be when he gets done. Few of them will be. Then they're going to come back to their respective nations. Amen, Israel, clean yourself up, put on your finest linen. I got to take you back to exactly where I got you from and apologize in the process. Verse 31. Behold, I'm against thee, O thou most proud. America is proud, boastful, bellicose, and just foul in all of its ways, and will do something foul and stand on it. Now, keep in mind that we, the house of Israel, we are to be of a contrite spirit. You do something that's straight up wrong, and you know it's wrong, you acknowledge that you have wronged the Most High, and you have wronged whomever you've wronged. You may give them restitution, and you ask the Most High for forgiveness by offering the calves of your lips, facing Jerusalem, lifting your hands in prayer, and offering your supplication. And whatever that foul that you did was, you don't do it anymore. But no, not the heathen. The heathen will do it like this. He'll do some foul. He'll tell you that it's foul. He may even acknowledge that he knows foul. You get no apology out of him. He is unremorseful, unrepentant. He is proud. Once again, behold, I'm against thee, O most proud, saith Yah. They say Yah of hosts, our strength. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. I will visit thee, meaning I will punish you. I will judge you for all that you have done and continue to do. And the most proud shall stumble and fall. The fall of America. You're not going to believe it. The earth is not going to believe it. The Most High is strengthening up the spirit of the Medes, the kings of the Medes. That's the Iranians, the Pakistanis, the Azerbaijanis, the Afghans, and the rest of them, and the Russians, and the Chinese, and all the kings of the many coasts of the earth. Many nations coming against them. And they will not win. Why? Because the Most High is against them. That's why. Once again, verse 32, and the most proud shall stumble and fall. You're not going to even believe this thing. And none shall raise him up. He will get no help. And I will kindle a fire in his cities. How the fire is going to be kindled? Bombs, missiles, and a spirit of discontent in the midst of the people. And they shall devour all round about him, being destroyed from within and being destroyed from without. Verse 33, thus saith Yah of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, that's the north and the south, were oppressed together. This man right here, so foul, he has oppressed us together, has shipped us all over the place, has murdered and slaughtered us, and never held himself guilty. He felt it was okay for him to do this. But what he didn't know is that we are a people spoken for. And he's going to have to pay. All right. We were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. If anyone decided they want to round up a bunch of Negroes and take them any place outside of America or outside of any of the places of our captivity, it's going to be stopped. It's just a matter of time. They would stop it. It's not allowed. We were taken into these lands for a reason. These are the lands where we will pine away. We will die in these lands unless you convert and be healed. Convert from wickedness onto righteousness. Turn back to the law. That's how you get healed. That's how you get delivered. No baptism required. So we must understand clearly how we get redeemed from the mess that we're going through. Okay, we're to turn back to the Most High with our whole heart and our whole soul, and that's how we become delivered. Okay, so once again, these nations, they have held us captive, and they refuse to let us go. All right, and they're not going to let us go because the Most High said, "None delivereth." He's going to deliver us. He brought us into captivity. He's going to deliver us out of captivity. He's done it many times before. He's going to do it one last time, the grand finale. I've told you in a video not too long ago, it's showtime. I know you're seeing the show. Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. This is Redeemer, one, no S here. Yah of hosts is his name. Not no her name, not their name, no other pronoun. You have Israelites out here talking some stupidity that God is both male and female, and that God is a female, and a bunch of other stupidity that we have never heard with our ears from any of the prophets, from any of our progenitors, from any of the men of Israel ever. But you have some Israelites out here talking that stupidity. Once again, their Redeemer is strong. Yah of hosts is his name. That's a masculine pronoun. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. He's going to fight on our behalf. That he may give rest to the land. Land has got no rest. Got homosexuals marching on it. Got murderers on it. Got all types of foul manner of beings on it that are not Israelites. The heathen is trampling the land. Trampling upon it. He got to get them off. He's removing them. You're seeing it. And disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. All right, so Babylon, we know good and well, they're going to get the business. Now, that's the daughter of Babylon. You're reading Babylon here, but he's all speaking to the daughter of Babylon. And that we can clearly understand is what you would call the United States of America. It is the head of all the nations. Verse 35, his sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith Yah, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, that's her young men, and upon her wise men. All these quote unquote smart war tanks or think tanks of war, your generals, your scientists, your smart men. Most High is going to make them dumb. He's going to remove the wisdom and understanding from them. I've told you with these Israelis, every move they're going to make is going to be military blunders. Most High has removed their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from them. It will be no different here. So they're about to make a bunch of stupid moves. Now, remember, we once had our wisdom and understanding, it was taken away. But as we turn back onto this law, our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, i.e. our sight and our ability to hear, will be restored back onto us. When a brother talks to you about the law, your ears are going to be open to it, so will your heart. When we take you into the book and tell you to read and look at what's going on, you'll be able to see. You will no longer be deaf and blind, meaning you will no longer be dumb. Your knowledge will be restored. But while our knowledge is being restored, the heathens' knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, their wise men, the prudent men, there he's about to take them away. He took it away from us. Now he's about to take it away from them. All right. Verse 36, his sword is upon the liars. They're liars. You know they're liars. If you look at the press secretary of the United States and the secretary of state and all of them and the president and whomever else, all they do is lie. If you look at the news, all they do is lie. They've been lying. Our people know this. And when you can no longer lie to us, you got a problem. Because in order for this charade to continue, the children of Israel must buy this thing in whole, not in part. We must buy it in whole. And when you can no longer fool and manipulate the holy people, you got a problem. And that's what they've got. They've got a problem. The holy people are letting go of unrighteousness and turning back onto righteousness, letting go of wickedness and unrighteousness, turning back onto righteousness. Therefore, now when you come lying to the children of Israel who are walking in righteousness, we can see right through you. The Most High is going to give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we may not be duped by you. So now they got a problem. Their lies are not going to work. All right. A sword is upon the lies, of course, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men. That's her soldiers. A sword kills. These men that's going to the Middle East on all of these LHD-1, the Wasp. As an infantry marine, I used to be on the Wasp. So the Wasp is out there rolling with a 26 Mu, straight out of Camp Lejeune. I used to roll with that bunch of men. I know what they do. But these men going over there, they ain't coming back. Most High is gathering these nations to judge them. He's going to kill them. So if you got family members over there, let them know, hey, what's the real? Especially our people. I have a care and a concern for our sons, because many of them are entering into this thing with the belief of the heathen. They have become one unto their enemies. They feel as though because they've got a bunch of ships and a bunch of guns that, hey, they're going to be just fine. And I remember that feeling while in Somalia. I remember that feeling sitting there running through the city with the Humvees. We've got companies, battalions of Marines everywhere. We have the whole air we've got under control. We've got the sea under control because we've got the seas out. It's a powerful feeling when you look around, all the choppers flying in the sky says United States Marines. You look down this street here, there are your buddies with a Humvee with a 50 cal on it. There go Company A over there, Company B over. You have the whole place surrounded. It's a feeling of just absolute power. And I was a young man during this time, and I've learned so much from these experiences. You can get caught up in the mix to where you feel as though, hey, I'm one of these people. We are invincible, etc. And that is the impression that can be placed upon the youth if they do not have guidance from those who are much older and much wiser. You fall into the trap of fighting battles for your enemies, which will benefit you not. Okay, so we see here clearly where the Most High is saying there's a sword upon the mighty. Many gonna kill him, okay? And they shall be dismayed, absolute shock with what they're getting ready to see. Most High has set a trap for them, and the Most High has raised up the king of the Medes. You think these Iranians just doing this just because they want to? Most High spread upon them to do it. They got the Most High's backing on this. They're not gonna lose. All right. His sword is upon their horses. Now, no one ride horses anymore to go to battle. So modern day horses would be your jet fighters, rotary wing, your helicopters, your ships, your submarines, all the things necessary to transport mighty men, soldiers from one place to the next would be your modern day chariots. All right, and so it is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. America is full of mingled people, people all kind of mixed up. Now, we were specifically warned, the house of Israel, we were warned not to mingle our seed. We were not to mingle our animals. We were not to mingle the seeds of the plants. And we know certainly we were not to mingle our seed with other people. If you're in this book to in any capacity, you know the mingling of seed, whether it be seed, i.e. to plant, whether it be seeds of animals or seeds of people. We were not to mingle seed. All right. So the Most High says clearly, there's a sword upon the chariots, and there's a sword upon all the mingled people in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. All right. Shall become as women. You see these men nowadays, and I know you've seen this disgusting behavior. Just took a photo the other day to send to a couple of fellas I know. So, man, look at this right here, right? And they're thinking, man, what is that? Say, man, this is a dude with a dress. Old European, hat on a dress, full beard, dress, flip-flops, painted toenails, and all of that. Disgusting. Out in the shopping area, walking around, no shame, absolutely none. And when I see that type of madness, I snap photos and I send to a couple of, man, look at this madness I'm seeing right here. It's all over the place. So the men have become like women, right? In the way that they dress. Now, if they're not dressing in that manner, their behaviors are like that of women. A lot of men nowadays, I'm a man. Now, if you and I have a discussion, now my goal is to say my say, let you have your say. And after that, I go my way, you go your way. What I'm not trying to do is I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. I'm not trying to get the last word in with you. This is just the way females move. So a lot of our men have the spirit of a female. They're very effeminate in their ways. They're very emotional. A lot of our men have found themselves in a 6x9 someplace in jail because they were unable to control their emotions. They are emotional beings like females. And when you see a man like that, it's never good. His end is never good. He is on balance or off balance, if you will. Same thing goes for a woman that has the spirit of a man. A woman that has the spirit of a man, she will get nowhere with that. No man wants to deal with her. And no woman wants to deal with a man that has the spirit of a woman. How much sense does that make? But it's the madness we've got going on in this nation. That's why the Most High said there's a sword upon him. Sword upon her treasures. All these, what are the treasures of this place? It's money. It's money. They probably robbed your 401k. You probably got half the money you used to have. They're going to rob you some more. Okay? So your money disappearing. Don't know where it's going to. A lot of older men that wanted to retire can't do it because they went in there and stole the money. All these U.S. Treasury bonds that all these nations have bought, they're dumping them. And they're not buying anymore. That's part of the sword on the treasures. They're stealing your money in front of your face. Your money can no longer go as far as it used to. They control the valuations thereof. Inflation now, you go to $100 if you go with $100 to the grocery store nowadays, you get absolutely nothing. Don't even think about getting any meat. It's not happening. So you're seeing the rise in the cost of living. So you're being robbed in that regard. Everything is going up. Your savings is being robbed. It's also going to be pressured when these hurricanes come. Whatever savings you've had is going to be gone because you're going to have to pay for repairs, cutting stuff off your tree, cutting trees up, removal, damage to your house that the insurance may not cover, etc., etc. Everything is going up. There's a pressure upon the people financially. They're being devoured. And then the nation itself as a whole, its treasuries are being dumped. And then many of these nations are no longer buying them. Therefore, the nation will not be able to afford its debt. That's just putting it together in summary, being robbed. Verse 38, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images. Got a bunch of them. You got this JC strung up on a cross just about everywhere. And they are mad upon their idols. Oh, they love this thing. They want to fight you over JC. Tell a brother, man, that thing around your neck is nothing but a graven image. No white man has ever died for you. And no man has ever died for you. In fact, the Most High made it plain in his law that every man dies for his own sin. Brother don't want to hear that. He want to fight. He has never read it, never took the time to study it, but he just heard it, and it goes against the lie that he was told, and all of a sudden he mad, he want to fight. He want to fight his brother for bringing him the truth. But the European can come to that same man and tell him a bold-faced lie. He don't want to fight about that. European man can go ahead and kill his son, and he's got no fight in him for that. But your brother bring you, just look here, man, this whole thing here has not served us well. This is a lie. No one's ever died for you. Look at these people that has brought you this God, and look at their ungodly ways towards you and your people, not just here, everywhere. How you figure this man has the capability to bring you God when all of his ways are ungodly? And a brother can't see that, can't understand that. It's straight over his head. Why? Because he doesn't have the law in his heart. And if you don't have the law, then the Most High said he's going to put fatness on your heart. Can't see. Stoppers in your ears you can't hear. Blind your eyes. So when you hit him with that, he's so dumb he can't get it. However, many of our brothers are waking up. All right, so they're mad upon their idols, full of these idols, idolatry everywhere. This is so the children of Israel know exactly what's coming to this place. Verse 39, therefore, the wild beast of the desert with the wild beast of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Now we know the old Babylon, which is in Iraq, people still live there. But this daughter of Babylon is going to be nothing here. Now, verse 40. As Yah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, why would he make a reference to Sodom and Gomorrah? That's the nature and the level of the wickedness that's in this place. And the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yah, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Total destruction of this place, that no one is going to be living here.